So yeah, it's great to be part of this event, the first time that we've done this. This is, I guess, a non-CME tech update on a study that's going to be started soon. And so it's my great pleasure to be part of it, to be part of this study, and to introduce this to everybody here. So this is a novel injectable parathyroid hormone-based bone graft for interbody fusion. Do I have control? I don't seem to have control of the slides right now. There we go. So I'm going to go back one. So here are my disclosures. And I guess one thing that was not on this that's obvious is I am the principal investigator for this FDA study for this injectable product that's going to hopefully start this year. And so we do get research funding for it, but I have not gotten any personal conflicts from this at all, including for this talk. So what are we talking about? Fibrin PTH is a novel parathyroid hormone-based healing matrix, which has shown the ability to repair bone in different preclinical models for trauma. It has comparable efficacy in these studies to autograft and infuse, the sheet model for interbody lumbar fusion. It's met its primary endpoints in 2 randomized control trials in tibial fractures, and it has a good safety profile in both these preclinical and clinical studies. This Fibrin PTH allows for a targeted, controlled bone regeneration due to its injectable formulation. It's particularly well suited for minimally invasive approaches that I'll show in this in some slides later on. And again, like I said, this product is being prepared for a clinical study, FDA drug study in the US. It was supposed to be up and running by now, but with COVID, things got delayed, but we're hoping to get this started by the end of 2020. So what are we talking about? There's a video on this. Here it goes. Great. So the company is Kuros. It's based in Europe. And they've developed a novel product to activate bone formation based on parathyroid hormone, PTH, which is basically Forteo. This PTH is linked to fibrin, but unlike BMP, the PTH affects cells that have already committed to bone formation and promotes the differentiation of osteoprogenital cells and the proliferation of these osteoblasts. PTH delivered systemically like Forteo for the treatment of osteoporosis has been used for many, many years, but its current form as a local form of biologic has not been used. So Kuros developed a way of linking a parathyroid hormone through this that's covalently bound to fibrin. And the reason for that is that when you link it like that with plasmin, there can be a lysis of the PTH that then releases it in a time-controlled manner. This shows the mixing of the fibrin with the PTH with that linker that they developed to allow for the parathyroid hormone to be delivered with the fibrin. And so again, we're all familiar with fibrin. You know, it's that goopy gel-like thing that you can inject. And again, the idea here is that you link parathyroid hormone to it so that you have an ability to release it in a localized fashion. So the idea behind this is that you do a normal interbody fusion as you normally would, but then you can inject this Fibrin PTH in and around your cage and into the intervertebral disc space that you've prepared. And what happens over time is that, again, plasmin in the blood that will naturally occur in that area will cleave the parathyroid hormone and thus activating it. And then you get that natural action of parathyroid hormone that leads to bone formation. Yep. Just the video kind of illustrating this in a nice graphic. And again, the idea behind this is that it's a little bit downstream of where infuse is. So hopefully there's less robust inflammatory response and there's just less of a shotgun approach. And that's a little bit more specific to osteoprogenitor cells and osteoblasts. This is just another video. Yeah, just another video. This purple fluid is just liquid. And this just shows how the injectable kind of can go where you want it to in the cage and then directionally out of the cage. and displace blood and fluid like it normally would into that space if you have that good of a disc prep. So here's the summary of one of the trials that they did. This was a randomized controlled trial in open tibial shaft fractures. And in this one, this was an initial study that looked at different dosing. So there was standard of care alone, and then low dose, medium dose, and high dose with standard of care with this Fibrin PTH gel. And the results were, sorry, as that's loading. The results were encouraging, and found that compared to standard of care, that there was a very good response to the product in terms of healing on CT scan, and also reducing the number of revision surgeries for these kinds of injuries. Now, interestingly, what they found is that the medium dose was the most effective. Low dose and high dose weren't as effective, and that probably has something to do with some of the pharmacokinetics of parathyroid hormone, where at a low dose it affects only the osteoblastic anabolic activity, while at a high dose it only affects the the catabolic activity, inhibiting osteoclasts. And so the medium dose seems to be the right fit there. This is a sheep study on lumbar interbody fusion using something very similar. And in the interest of time, this was compared to autograft and also infuse, or EMP. And similar findings here where the medium dose was just as effective as autograft and infuse in both radiographic and histologic fusion. So some histology slides and some radiographs from this sheep study. Another example from the sheep study. But, we all know that animals heal much better than humans do. Again, some graphs showing the improvement on X-rays in the sheep study. But again, we all know that animals do a lot better than humans do, and so the company has come up with an FDA trial to study this. And so there's multiple sites that have onboarded with this, and it's gone through the FDA, and now we're just waiting for local IRBs to complete their process so that we can get this moving. And again, COVID unfortunately slowed things down, but we are hoping to get this studied, and hopefully within a year or so get the phase 1, phase 2 study completed, and then move on to the phase 3 study. And so, ultimately, this parathyroid hormone-based bone graft, the key issues with it, again, is that it's been shown in the animal trials as well as some human clinical trials on tibial shaft fractures that it works pretty well. It has a very good safety profile in these studies. But again, we're very excited and looking forward to getting this formal FDA study up and going for the specific indication of single-level interbody fusion. I think that's it. Thank you.
I think there were a couple questions, John, on the chat.
Oh yeah, sure.
So one, is it available internationally in Mexico, or would it be?
That's a good question. I will have to ask. I suppose if there's not necessarily a restrictive environment for something that's not approved, it could be available. I'm not sure they have distribution in Mexico, but I can certainly ask.
And then would there be any benefit to the osteoporotic bone, like say in the vertebral body adjacent to the end plates for the interbody? Like would the PTH effect diffuse beyond the disc space itself for the interbody?
Well, so again, the trial is designed that, you do perform a typical interbody, which means that the annulus is intact except for the part where you've gone into the disc, the intervertebral disc prep. It's unclear in humans in the spine if it has something similar to what BMP may do, where if you get any of it on the outside, if it creates a problem in that space. You know, of course, that's part of what we're going to be looking at with all of this. But because it's downstream from where BMP activates, so BMP is a very upstream signal transduction mediator. PTH, parathyroid hormone, is further downstream. It's much more specific. So we're hoping that it won't have much of an effect, even if there is some of it that may be outside of that space. So to respond, Charlie Campion, who's with the company, responded that initial trials are US-based, but market evaluation is underway for other territories. So it may not be quite ready to be distributed or available and distributed in Mexico, unfortunately, but hopefully soon.